What's good, everyone? It's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we have a look at the Easy One High from Serious Player Only, kind of a look at a modern day Chuck Taylor basketball shoe. So without further ado, let's take a look at the performance review of the Serious Player Only Easy One High. Alright, so the Easy One Low is one of my favorite basketball shoes here in 2025. It's a lightweight natured shoe with great cushioning, support, and just that old school vibe. I have multiple colorways, I love playing in them, and it's something that I've kept in my bag here in 2025. It's been a very consistent basketball shoe for me. I believe I might have even got them late in 2024. But moving on to the high tops, which can kind of be converted into low tops when you do roll that ankle collar down. And I think that's a really cool look, but we're all here because they look very similar to Chuck Taylor's, a very old school vibe with updated tech for here in 2025. A great performance basketball shoe. But without further ado, starting with the traction pattern at the bottom, you have herringbone in the forefoot and a multi-directional portion in the back. How this performs on clean and or dirty floors is superb. These have great bite. The one thing about this outsole is it is silent. You get no feedback as far as noise goes, but that's not an issue because the bite is amazing. They do wrap up on the medial side a little bit, and just the overall traction, if you've played in the Easy One Lows, you know what to expect because it's exactly the same here on the high tops. And these just have an insane bite on court. All of my movements, step backs, lateral, crossovers, you name it, you will be good to go with this traction setup on the Easy One High. And that's why these score a superb like 9 or 9.5 out of 10. A great setup from the brand, and something that the brand has become known for is their amazing traction setup, and it's no different on the Easy One High. Now, as far as the cushioning goes, you do have kind of an EVA midsole right here, which does offer some impact protection at the midsole of this shoe. But housed within the shoe is their on-court individual setup right here. They have an off-court portion for the insole. This right here is kind of a super critical eTPU style foam. It's very thin. Like in the forefoot, it's the thinnest drop-in midsole setup I've ever seen. In the heel, it's a lot more spongy and offers a little bit of impact protection. But you throw this in the shoe coupled with this guy right here, and these offer superb cushioning, very low to the ground. So if you want something that has great court feel up front, look no further because this is one of the thinnest drop-in midsole setups that you can get. And the great thing about the shoe is you can throw in any drop-in midsole that the brand does offer, and it works within this model. But I do really love the individual setup because it offers you to throw in a different top insole, whether it's an orthotic or like a moved game day insole. You can throw that on top of this thin eTPU style drop-in midsole and you're good to go. But I do like the factory setup that they do offer. So the cushioning is very plush underfoot, but it's very thin and offers great court feel. The heel to toe transition is very natural. And I just love the setup of the Easy One Lows and now the highs. And that's why the cushioning is going to score a superb 9 out of 10. Now, as far as the fit goes, pretty much across the board for me and Serious Player Only, I've been a US size 11, and it's no difference in these. My toe is seated right near the end of the shoe right here. The width is perfect for my foot. You also kind of have this really tapered toe box. There's really no extra volume within this basketball shoe, and they just fit my foot very nicely. If you've played in the low tops, you can expect the same thing. The only thing that's different with this model is the back of the shoe sits a bit higher. Now this kind of has some elasticity to it at the back. I wouldn't say it's offering any more support, but similar to the Kobe 9, it just offers that higher setup around your ankle, which just offers that placebo effect, but it is very comfy and it kind of feels like a neoprene sock around your ankle. But like I said, you can roll it down. You run the laces through these little black bungees here and then through the eyelets, and then it does stay down. And there is a little kind of button or clip right here that you can push the tongue down onto, and then it says made by Serious Player for Serious Player on the tongue. And then you kind of have this rolled down ankle collar setup, which I do think looks pretty cool, but I much prefer this high top Chuck Taylor-esque look on this black and kind of cream or white colorway. A great job from the brand. The fit is superb, and I would give them a very solid 9 out of 10. You also do have some Achilles pillows at the back, which just offer very nice comfort at the back of the shoe, while the tongue is like paper thin, like a Chuck Taylor. So great job as far as the fit goes on this model. As far as the materials go, they're very similar to Chuck Taylor's. On Chucks, you do have kind of canvas and a rubberized toe. On these guys right here, you do have a synthetic kind of leather material that wraps all the way around the shoe, and then that wraps up to the toe box as well. It's not a rubberized toe, but more of a synthetic leather. And then you have a canvas material on the side, a synthetic leather on the eye stay, and then like I said, kind of this neoprene bungee or like really flexible material at the back of the shoe. And then you do kind of have a canvas tongue as well. So overall, it's very similar to a Chuck Taylor. It's very lightweight in hand, and these just feel awesome on foot as far as the materials go. They take very little time to break in, and just a great performance package as far as what the brand is offering with the Easy One High. And that's why these are going to score a very nice 8.5 out of 10 as far as the materials go. And then as far as the weight goes for the Easy One High, in a US size 11, these come in at 13.6 ounces. So that's far lighter than most basketball shoes in a size 10.5 or 11 for me. So even with the higher ankle collar, this is a very lightweight option from the brand. And then last but not least, as far as the support goes within this basketball shoe right here, you do have an internal TPU heel counter. It's not anything crazy. If anything, it is a little more flexible than some of the other options from the brand. You have that really high ankle collar, but this doesn't offer any support. It's more for like that placebo effect or just look like a Chuck Taylor. I love the look of this shoe. Moving your way down from that, your foot is seated housed within this leather panel and this midsole ever so slightly. So on those hard lateral cuts, coupled with this canvas material, these do a great job of preventing your foot from spilling over the side of the shoe. You also have this little slit right here with this independent little wing right here and here. So if you really crank the laces down, these really wrap around your foot and support your foot very nicely in the Easy One High. You also have a top-loaded Pebax shank plate. So these have really nice torsional rigidity at the midfoot while maintaining great forefoot flex. So overall, this is a very supportive basketball shoe. I love the look of them. The performance is there, and just the support is a great feature on this model. Very similar to the low tops, just at a higher top ankle collar. And honestly, this is the total package as far as support goes. I never had any issues of my foot sliding over or bending in a weird or awkward way that caused pain. So as far as the support goes on the Easy One High, these are going to get a very solid 9 out of 10. But I do know the materials on the low tops are superb, and I really like the canvas and kind of knit material at the back. The synthetic leather is nice, and just the overall aesthetic. Tell me where else you're going to get a modern day Chuck Taylor performance basketball shoe that performs as good as these. You're not going to find them. I've always loved what the brand is doing as far as their traction, their cushion, their support. What they're offering for the price point is fantastic, and that's not, the brand throws out a ton of sales throughout the year as well. I believe you can use the code SneakerTechTalk for a discount on SeriousPlayerOnly.com. A new model from the brand that definitely gets my stamp of approval. I really love this look and overall performance because it performs the exact same as the Easy One Low, just in a higher top, even more old school look and feel. Like I said, that's going to do it for today's performance review on the Easy One High. My favorite standout features for this shoe are for sure the traction, the cushioning setup with that individual drop-in midsole and insole setup. Again, you can throw an orthotic in this shoe, so that is amazing what the brand is offering. The old school vibe, materials, support, you name it, this shoe has it. I'm looking forward to playing with these for a very long time, and if anything, these on court, they are head turners. I had over 20 people in the 3 sessions that I played in these come up to me and be like, what are those? Are those Chucks? Are those Converse? Those look amazing on foot, and they definitely have that old school vibe here on the Easy One High from Serious Player Only. So great job as far as offering an old school vibe with an updated tech package with this model. So sound off in the comments what you guys think of them. They're definitely head turners on court, and I'm looking forward to playing with them many more times here in 2025 and 2026. I'm also looking to see if they maybe offer the Easy One Low with this kind of design to kind of look like a Chuck Taylor on court. So sound off in the comments what you guys think of this model and if you would plan on wearing them or picking them up. So that's going to do it for today's performance review on the Easy One High. A very cool design where you can kind of play with it as a low top and a high top. And again, they look very similar to a Chuck Taylor. And I love that because I love Chucks. Obviously you can't really play with them anymore, but you can definitely play with these. As always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that would definitely help the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.